What up, what up, what up, bro? You already know what time it is. Your boy Matt Miz, the host with the most, never need to brag no boast. All we ever do is give it to the real folks who done paved the way in a real way. Always play to play. Parlay this good game for y'all today. We back at it. We back at it. I got my right hand with me as usual. LWR in the building.
Yes, sir.
The real ones, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
We don't feel nothing. Now I'm talking about. Hey, let me ask you a
salute.
question. What do you think like disloyalty is? Do you think does something good for you that it's like does something to help you and help themselves at the same time? Do you think it's always from a genuine perspective or it could be like play sometimes?
Wait,
You know?
say that again. Sorry.
Like loyal, like when people say somebody's supposed to be loyal to you or whatever the case may be. When it comes to certain plays or something like that, when you
hmm
see somebody doing something for you, but they're also benefiting, is it always something from the heart, or do you think it's you know it could be a play sometimes? You know, what do you think?
Nah, you said it.
It's a hard
You
question.
you answered the question. You said you asked the question and answered it at the same time. Like it's definitely a double a double a double play. Because I feel like man's not gonna do anything just out of the kindness of his heart. Like there's always gonna be a benefit there somewhere, right? Because he understands the magnitude of that situation they have. He's not gonna put his self or his energy behind something if there's no benefit to it. Or he's not gonna do that just to say, oh, this is something that has to get done. Nah, it's obviously a play. The man's trying to eat a food, right? And he's trying to continue his
Because to me, loyalty don't have no type of monetary value behind it. You know,
hmm
type of gain behind it. You know?
Nah, I look at it like loyalty is one thing, but common sense is another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's a thin line between loyalty and common sense. And my common sense is telling me
Yeah.
Meech doesn't have to be loyal to Fifth. They're not childhood friends. You know what I mean? They're not like the
That's it,
man,
right?
the man came to him with a business acquisition on the BMF series, and Big Meech being a businessman, he went for it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, you know what? That's a good business play. Let's do business. Now, as Big Meech coming out now, he's open to all businesses,
Yeah.
right? Shop is open now. So why wouldn't he doesn't have beef with anybody per se? You know what I mean? So why is he harboring 50 cents beef? That doesn't make no sense. That's not business savvy. He's not gonna turn down a bag just because you're over here holding grudges for 20 years plus. How long is that grudge being held? Man, am I holding 20-year plus grudges over here making millions of dollars and being petty? That don't make no sense, bro. Man, them need to grow up.
Yep.
Like entertainment is entertainment, but like business is business, bro. Like you can't get salty over a man's business moves. When you know there's a bag being made, You have to allow the bag. Let the man get his bag, bro. It's simple. There's no rocket science behind it. The man's getting a bag over there. He's getting a bag over there. Let the man get his bag there and there. You can't be the only man to provide a bag with him. So if that's what you want, then low key you're trying to control the man. You know what I mean? You're trying to employ the man and be the man's boss. Big Meech is a big man. You don't need no boss. He's a grown man. He's the same way.
Right.
So
So,
me personally, I feel like
so as Big Meech is a big
he's
man
petty.
and his own boss, 50 looking at it like, yo, you're being disloyal for talking to my enemy. Now,
First of all, my question is this: is Rick Ross really your enemy, or is it like a entertainment thing?
exactly.
Yeah, you guys are beefing over entertainment things.
Ross is
That's
getting money,
not,
bro. You know, you
that's
guys
not
ran out
really a.
of play. You guys beat up Gunplay and took his chain. You know what I'm saying? Years ago.
And you don't hear Gunplay getting salty about it. Gunplay done moved on and he's doing his own thing already.
Exactly. I think it's good. Rick Ross' baby mama sued him for like 4 or 7 million or something like that, and she won.
Mhm.
Ever since then, he been. It's like, bro. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to be as a big man, as a boss. You're not gonna tell another boss what to do, you know, unless you have an ulterior motive. If your whole stance is, oh, you don't mess with rats and everything like that, and all this bullshit, then why did you even do the thing in the first place? You know,
Exactly.
so it's like, oh, well, or you had this plan to do this the whole time, you know,
Right.
which is kind of whack still because at the end of the day, he's gonna be who he is, you know. And if you don't have no paperwork on the streets, that's a different thing, you know. It's a different way people look at shit. And I feel like 50 is blurring the lines between those things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, you know. You can't be out here preaching that you're doing business and this and that and the other. Then you want to make it's like you're trying to sell a product that's from the streets, and then you want to capitalize on the streets, but then you want to diss the same people that you're trying to capitalize off of because they're trying to make money elsewhere. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, bro. So Rick Ross came out and he was pretty adamant about responding to the whole thing. Even Meech didn't say nothing, but he put internet gangster and a rat with a cheese head on 50's body. Oh my god. Yo, just last week, 50 was there. Just last week, 50 was there hugged up, talking about I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. That's the song that made Meech mess with Rick Ross, you know? They probably got close since ever since then, you know? Certain business ventures and whatnot. But I don't feel like 50 really is thinking straight. Like this move looks so weak to me. It's such a weak move because for one, you're just trying to disrespect a lot of people, you know, a lot of people that was under that camp.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all good. It's like you're trying to disrespect a lot of people, you know, a lot of people that was under that camp doing their thing. Everybody that's there said Meech stood tall, you know, he did his time. So 50 was really doing business with the chick that was the rat because she had the rights to his life, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it looks kind of messed up because 50 could have just did it himself without his son, but 50 said, you know what, let me add his son in it because he wasn't doing nothing and anything like that. But I guess when Meech got home, he's like, yo, I want to take over the series because my family on the line and I don't want anything to do with that chick no more, you know? Like, you wanted 50 to give him executive producer powers. 50 wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, if he say he wants to distance himself from this chick because she's, you know, no good, why would you want to keep doing business with her? And then because of the whole thing, so really and truly, you had all this knowledge prior, and you're just waiting for the right time to clout chase and do all this bullshit, which is kind of it's lame. It's lame as hell. But I guess he made because he made it. I guess he made a bag off of it. Feels good now, right? But then Meech is looking at it like, yo, why you play with my family name and you're trying to diss me after you play like you're trying to help me and my son? But like I said, he has trouble with his own son. So you ain't really trying to help Meech, son. You're trying to save face, bro. You're trying to
It's
make
all
it
a
seem
move.
you're doing the right thing.
It's all a business move, but you try to make it seem like it's not.
Exactly. That ain't real to me, doc. You know? 'Cause what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? That man did something in it that never been done in history when it comes to the streets. You know? Put people on. There's a bunch of people that probably ate off him and didn't get locked up, you know? And they were going to pay their gratitude when he starts doing his thing. He's still on health. He's still on a halfway house too. So we're gonna play what Rose said. We'll chop it up about it real quick.
All right, let's get it.
Fair use, fair use.
Like a hoe. put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know. Car show going down June 7th. Get online right now. Get your tickets right. Hustlers, I want y'all to understand you got to stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting you niggas' asses for the last 50 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think roll top? We don't take this shit personal. We get into the money. Now, Big Meech, February 13th, that concert gonna be off the hook. Putting this up you asses and leaving it in your intestine. You know what's going down. Car show bigger than ever. Ricky Rose, the biggest boss. I've been separated myself from these broke because they don't understand the rules to the streets. You understand? Don't know owe you nothing, homie. Don't owe you nothing. Y'all get money together. Y'all get money. Keep moving. All that extra shit. You just don't even have a relationship with your own brothers, your own mothers and fathers. How the f you gonna act like you real close with me? Stop all that fake capping shit. That's why you ain't got no money. You need a loan, come see the boss. When it's on, come see the boss. If Satan, if ain't said nothing to you, may want to do something to you. I told you in 06 who the biggest would be. I told y'all. In their emotions. Oh, took a picture with Rose. Oh man, these pussies emotional. Wipe your ass to the front, you heard? Hey, her hoe. Use it, her hoe. I'm gonna bust this bottle early in the day. One time for all the real ones. For real, Ricky Rose, you looking at a young hustler on Pasty B. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I want y'all to understand this. It's great entertainment when you forget it's entertainment. Hey, Curtis Jackson, you more than welcome to bring that Versace Lamborghini to the car show June 7th and your little homies. I know them with the T-Murder. Yeah, I know you got a Toyota Tundra. I know it. I can see it in your face. Shout out to all the big key holders. One time for everybody putting their cars together, fine-tuning their shit, paying attention to all the details for this Rose car show. Car show number 4. You see it? Boom. Car show number 4 is finna go down. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. The special rollout I'm gonna have as far as new whips for the car show, which I've never done. It's a 3-piece, meaning it's 3 different automobiles they all the same color, and no, it's not the big motor verts from listen, you wouldn't be able to imagine how many different times was tried to fix the issues with me and Curly Jackson. No. Always said no. Why? It's a free TV show. Wake up and say that pussy can't drink a peon and he ain't got no paper. None. All that aqua vitamin water shit was foo-foo. Stop. And then I could just run an ad. It's like having a TV. This turn the ratings up, boom, then you give them a commercial. Boom. It's Ross Car Show June 7th. You feel me? That's what I got. I could wake up and who else could do that? I could wake up 50. Yeah, it's a pussy. Ain't got no paper. Tight clothes be wearing a Yankee hat with a Casablanca button up with the collar halfway turned up. Stop. I'm so excited. The street's so excited. RickRossCarShow.com. Get your tickets right now. June 7th is the amazing day. God is so great. It's going to be so big. The performers, the vendors, the food, the baddies, of course, the bikes, trucks, the cars. We're going to make history once again, man. I'm so happy to be a part of this. One time for the whole team, 57 Freddie, so on and so forth. Now, February 13th, the Big Meech home concert right here, down here in Miami. You can't miss that. Make sure you get your tickets right now. Man, it's going to be history. 25 gonna be a big year for the big boys. Let's do it big, boss. The Ricky Rose Car Show was created for car lovers and car enthusiasts such as myself. I opened up my home, baby. I opened up the promised land for the real ones. If you don't really understand this culture, if you don't love the culture, this ain't for you. Don't even get a ticket.
But yeah, you know the culture down there are dunks and all that, and different type of ways. Big out there. It's big, big, big. But yeah, man. What do you think about that? Do you think that and Big Meech is just gonna go there, make his little paper, you know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Now, you think 50 got any relevance to be calling him a rat and then dissing him and all that? Do you think it's gonna escalate to something different, bigger, or Meech is just gonna say brush it off as he's a salty hater? Because you got, you know, in the streets, you can't just be going around saying shit like that without paperwork, you know? Proper paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the fact. Now the thing is, look, I feel like Meech don't want no parts of it. He's just trying to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that 50 cents is jumping out the window is just it's a testament to his character, you know, and that's gonna create his downfall. That's only gonna look bad on his brand because
Fact.
at the end of the day, Meech is just a businessman. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing it purposely to hurt anybody's feelings. He's just trying to get his bag. And the fact that Ricky Rose had that song bigging him up, it makes sense for Big Meech to do something with him because that connection alone will generate some interest, a lot of interest based off of the history, you know. So it makes sense to do that, you know. Not to mention Miami is a big business town. So Meech wants in. He don't care if there's a nickel bag getting sold on the block. He wants half of that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I don't know. I don't get it. 50 knows how the game is. He knows what the game is, bro. He just in his feelings a little bit too much. He's taking it to heart. And it's not a good look for his brand. It's not a good look. The man's looking real soft right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, how would it look if it was the opposite right now?
But he acts like, yo, it's you know, like, yo, you can't be standing with my enemy. Now you're my enemy too. So
Right.
that's how he looks at life. That's life for him. Okay. We'll see how far that gets you.
Exactly. So just imagine if he did the opposite and said, "Oh, there's money over there to be made. Okay, well let me back that movement up and see if I could get a bag over there too." You know, what if he came with that attitude on some, you guys are not gonna leave me out of this. Like I want in on this. You know what I'm saying? Just as a businessman, you know, straight up. Why would it? I feel like just off of the just off of that little video that Rose put out, I feel like Rose would have been like, you know what? There's money out here for all of us. Let's get it. You know, like Rose doesn't. I don't feel like he's taking it personally, or like he really has any ill will towards the man. The man's about his bread. So if 50 said, yo, I want in on this, I'm gonna throw some bread in the pot, and we're gonna triple that pot. If we all put our names behind whatever the situation is, everybody's name is behind that, that's gonna generate that much more interest, especially the fact that these guys are supposed to have beef, you know? But now all of a sudden they're working together to try to get a bag. Like that would generate so much bread because people are gonna be like, you know what? I fuck with that. You guys are over the bullshit and you're getting bread together now. Let's support this. It's a good thing.
Right.
Boom. Two tools. Both these guys blow up. The whole movement gets amplified that much more.
Yeah.
So
Ego. Yeah. You said ego. But check this out. Sometimes you gotta check your ego at the door because Meek is not no Meech is not no slouch, dog. He's not no rapper, you know. You know, you probably pull that with Cameron and them and shit like that. But Jim Jones, Meek was different. I mean, Meech is from the old school. I don't know how you could be a governor informant, try to set somebody up. And then the person doesn't really get set up. No. The Tanya Cohen's chick, she was a government informant, right? They try to set her up. They did set her up. She was trying to get Meech's time reduced on her own volition. She ends up banging some dude. That was another informant. When all those guys got pinched, Meech wasn't allowed to get his time reduced because she was banging the informant. I mean, that is very, very weird to me. And it's insane. It's insane, bro. Like, when this woman had the life rights to his to the BMF story and everything. So I guess Big Meech is stuck between a rock and a hard place with this chick, but at the same time, is she really like the smoking gun that's gonna bring down Meech? Or was she lying the whole time? Because she said she was trying to get Meech's time reduced on her own. But then how did Meech set them up? Just because Cuffy said it. But Cuffy's really not he's really not a credible source because he's in jail for something else. So I don't know. It feels like the dude Cuffy has a lot to say about a situation that MEECH hasn't said nothing about. So makes me wonder who's the dude. How does this dude Cuffy? Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta wonder about this dude Cuffy, you know, like, is he telling the whole truth? Because if this chick that was banging Big Meech, doing stuff for him, got caught up with this guy, and he didn't even go down for that. He went down for something totally different. I guess he'd be mad at Meech for bringing the chick to him. It's just a weird dynamic to the whole story. Let me go back in a year from now. About a year ago, Montage did a little documentary.
Back like I'm King Tut. BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Boil off the profit, not the re-up. Switches fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
You know, going forward from California, how everything came to be.
We all before all of it. You feel me?
Right.
Those is a day one nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And see, me, I'm the first nigga put $1 million in his pocket. He never seen that till he came to the loop. You feel me?
According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 34 suspects were indicted by grand juries, more than 24 arrested. In court.
In October 2023, when alleged Black Mafia family members were indicted in St. Louis, it would reveal the depths of the organization's ties within the city. More than the TV show could ever explain, allegations would surface about the crew and the boss to show that the ties might be deeper than anybody would ever know.
You want me to show you how to pull up some paperwork? So you're talking about Tammy Cowens, right? Yeah, Tammy Cowan. Okay, now she's a co-producer of the BMF Stars TV show. Okay, and you're saying that she's an informant? Definitely, 100%. Okay. She's been an informant since 2009. It says, United States of America versus plaintiff, and it says, Donnie Gatlin. Deion Gatlin. Shout out Cuff. That's my nigga Cuff. Deion Gatlin. Yeah, he's one of the first defendants, yeah. Okay. St. Louis Project niggas, what's happening?
During season 3, episode 7 of the Stars blockbuster show BMF, Little Meech portraying his father, Big Meech, would experience rivalry problems in Atlanta and would decide to travel to St. Louis in order to expand his operation. The show is said to be loosely based on the truth, but exactly how loose is it? Like many others, I would stumble across an interview several months ago that would force me to think about that even more. On top of that, it made me wonder if they even had the right to sell the script. So I will begin searching for more answers. I'm trying to reach the owners of Chop Talk TV.
Yeah, this is him. This is the owner, Morocco. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Ace? Not sure if you're familiar with me, but I'm popular. I run a web series called Mob Ties, and I stumbled across your channel with an interview, and I wanted to see if I could call you and get more clarity on that interview.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, I know who you are, man. Mob Ties, yeah, that's what's up, man. Your channel is dope, bro. I'll keep it up.
I appreciate that, Ace. The story I want to talk to you is about a guy named Cuff from St. Louis. Are you familiar with that story? I want to try to get a little bit more clarity on that video, that crazy video that shook the internet that's on your channel.
Cuffy. Yeah, Cuffy, he from the projects, man. He a legend in the city, man. He really, he one of them guys, man. Like, one of them dudes where it's almost like he an urban legend. He almost like a ghost, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people know him and a lot of people don't know him. And his name just rings through the city, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That interview right there was actually given to me by one of his closest people, and they told me just to hold on to it. They was just like, man, just hold on to this, man. So you drop it at a certain time.
So you had it more than even 6 months ago or so that you dropped it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had it way before then. Yeah, I just never put it out. You know what I'm saying? I just put it in the cut and just waiting on them to tell me when to drop it.
If you had to guesstimate a time frame that you had it, because it's new now that everybody talking about it, how long ago did you know about this, or was it floating around?
That was shit, man. Probably like almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, bro.
Forward, I was around when things was, kind of started going bad, and Pops got me with another writer who was a guy who used to be the former editor of Rolling Stone. He was trying to get us, to put the whole story together and all that. And at the same time, I ran into a familiar person. I was put with this woman named Tammy Cowens. Tammy was communicating with me regarding, her position, trying to help. They basically said, Cal, help Tammy. And because they knew that Tammy, she didn't know shit. She was just a pretty girl. Now, let me tell you what I know that was weird. Tammy was communicating with me, communicating. She was telling me everything was going on. And then one day she disappeared. She ghosted me. And I could never figure it out. And I'm going to tell you something. The first time I met her in person at the Intercontinental in Buckhead. And she came across very striking, but it was something I couldn't put my finger on, because I was like, how does this type of woman get involved with these ghetto niggas? What the fuck is, I couldn't figure it out, because she seemed so out of place. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I didn't question it. I just did what I was asked to do, which was to look out for the family. So I was looking out, trying to connect with her. I was dealing with Tony at the time. They were trying to do their little BMF wives shit. And long story short, I held Wayne down the entire time he was out in jail. Took care of some things for him. So when he came home, we had already been writing on the story based on Pop's perspective and involvement. And then he with Sosa, and Sosa blew my head off. No one in the organization, no one around could tell me about the old school shit. All I could tell me is about, going forth from California, how everything came to be.
But see, Sosa and myself, we all before all of that. You feel me?
Right.
Sosa is a day one nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And see, Meech, I'm the first nigga put $1 million in his pocket. He never seen that till he came to the loop. You feel me?
I heard about you, dog. I heard you was just an outstanding dude, man. Take care of your business, and your reputation in a good way preceded itself. So I understand now, based on from what we've dealt with and seen with this whole thing with Tammy, man. Speak on that for me if you can, because it's perplexing.
Well, what they did, what Meech and Tammy did is called it because you're not in the system. Thank God you're not. I hate to see brothers in this system, but brothers who are familiar with this system, it's a nasty, nasty system. What Meech and Tammy did was called a third-party cooperation. What happened was...
This call is from a federal prison.
Salute, Jose. Now, BMF 50 Cent is trying to say BMF Big Meech is a rat. And he's trying to cut the show. Like he didn't have this information prior to the show.
Originally, I was put with Tammy. I paid for the script. I paid $250,000. That's my script. That's why 50 when he came in, because we put a assistant cease order in through my attorney. That's why they couldn't do a motion picture. That's why you didn't see the BMF story on the big screen. So 50 ran it through that star shit that he run that other corny shit that he do. So what happened was, homie, was I wasn't even the original target. They wanted to get a little Mexican. He's actually a cartel member out of LA named Suarez. You'll see his name in the paperwork, Fidel Suarez. He was the initial target. You feel me?
Right.
He was the initial target. But with me calling in while they were trying to set up Fidel Suarez, she clicked over and told the Fed, the agents who was listening to her and Suarez, hold on, this is Cuff. And when they heard the name Cuff, they went fucking crazy. And that's when her and Meech turned the scheme toward me. You feel me? So what it did was, this is what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to give Meech a time cut for her cooperation and set me up. But also, it kills two birds with one stone. It puts me in jail, and now they don't have to split any of the revenue with me. My buddy and my partner along with me, his name is Louis Burrell. That's MC Hammer's big brother.
That's who Tammy was coming out here to see.
That was me.
And that was it. And I'm gonna tell you the year. That was 2015. No, that was like 14.
Way earlier than that. It started way earlier than that. Way earlier than that. Around 2010, homie. Way earlier than that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we gotta go way back.
We put $50 million on the table through Lionsgate Films, through Louis Burrell's Connect, because Louis is the nigga, he a bait nigga out there, but he fucks around. He really fucks around the music. But he also fucks around in the movie industry up there. Now, what we did not know was 3% of that budget. You understand what I'm saying? For a finder's fee. So what ended up happening was we didn't know that they had other plans, and that she was sleeping with the feds, and that they would put me off in prison and run away with my script and don't have to give me anything. So it was supposed to give me a time cut and knock me out of my percentage, me and Louis Burrell out of our percentage for the finder's fee with Lionsgate's film. But Lionsgate, when Louis went, so they backdoored us. Lionsgate shot it down when Louis Burrell wasn't no longer a part of it. You feel me?
Right.
So Tammy's whole thing fell apart. Meech couldn't get a time cut because they found out Tammy has no credibility. Because when you can't have a relationship with a federal agent, now you have no credibility. So they thing blew up. They thing fell all the way apart and blew up. That's why Meech didn't get a time cut. But Tammy testified in open court that she signed up to be a DA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
This call is from a federal prison.
Finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was. And he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Cohen's. At that time, we really did not want to believe. We wanted to give Meech the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really hard to believe that Meech would set my dad up. It was almost unbelievable. So we were able to like reach out, get a message to Meech, and basically let him know that Tammy was an informant. We later received a message from him saying that it had to be a misunderstanding. Just call her, she'll straighten this out. So on and so on.
Now, do y'all remember that feeling that y'all first got when you found out that wrestling was not real? I'm not saying that that's the case here, but after talking to Cuffy, it definitely made me want to see what y'all thought. We all know about BMF and its ties to the city of St. Louis, with J-Bo being the second in command behind Big Meech. But with an organization that big, you have to know that there was other big dogs, and one of those are said to be Dion Cuffy Gatlin, having shared a more than 20-year friendship dating back to the early days of BMF, and allegedly being the first person to put $1 million in Big Meech's hands. During our conversation, Cuffy would even go on to tell me that they sat at each other's family's dinner tables. Now, the friendship would get complicated in 2014 after Cuffy and his organization would be indicted due to information obtained by Atlanta DEA agents on a wiretap from back in 2012. The information was allegedly obtained in a conversation between a person listed as CS number 1 and Big Meech, with the supposed target of the wiretap being a Mexican cartel member by the name of Miguel Suarez. Now, the bottom line of the situation is that Cuffy would allegedly call into the line of CS1, putting the feds on his trail. After being indicted and receiving his discovery paperwork for the government's case against him, Cuffy would determine that CS number 1 was none other than BMF associate producer Tammy Cowan. And this is where the situation even gets trickier, because that's where sexual scandals, third-party cooperation, and even federal hearings would come into play. And it would start with a DEA agent by the name of Keith Cromer, who would allegedly have an affair with CS1, a person that many people believe to be Tammy Cowan's. Now, that situation would escalate to the point to where Keith Cromer, one of the original investigators of the BMF operation in Atlanta, would end up pleading the fifth during a misconduct hearing where he was allegedly said to have provided CS1 or Tammy Cowan's with over $100,000 in federal funding, with some of that funding allegedly including extravagant dates and lavish vacations. Now, after that information would come out, CS1 or Tammy Cowan's would allegedly be deemed as an unreliable informant due to her relationship with the DEA agent, ending any potential third-party cooperation deals that Big Meech was allegedly a part of. It would also be in light of that information where Cuffy's situation will become more complicated. Now, due to statements made by his co-defendant, he would end up pleading guilty in 2019 to various conspiracy and gun charges. He would appeal his guilty plea to the Supreme Court, forcing them to provide an alleged firearm that on Chop Talk TV, Cuffy would reference the United States versus Anderson case as being similar to his. But when I would speak to him personally, he would reference another case, the United States versus Laura, with some people saying that Big Meech could be released as early as next year, and with Cuffy's case being currently on appeal status. As more information comes out, this situation will definitely get more interesting. But what I definitely need to know is y'all thoughts on this situation. It's very complicated as it involves third-party snitching, but I definitely need any of our legal experts with any information. Due to statements made by his co-defendant, he would end up pleading guilty in 2019 to various conspiracy gun charges. He would appeal his guilty plea to the Supreme Court, forcing them to provide an alleged firearm that was supposedly tied to 2 murders in his case during a misconduct hearing where he was allegedly said to have provided CS1 or Tammy Cowens with over $200,000 in federal funding, with some of that funding allegedly including extravagant dates and lavish vacations. Now, after that information would come out, CS1, Tammy Cowens, would allegedly be deemed as an unreliable informant due to her relationship with the DEA agent, ending any potential third-party cooperation deals that Big Meech was allegedly a part of. It would also be in light of that information where Cuffy's situation will become more complicated. Now, due to statements made by his co-defendant, he would end up pleading guilty in 2019 to various extravagant dates and lavish vacations, allegedly have an affair. C1, a person that many people believe to be Tammy Cowens. Now, that's will escalate to the point to where Keith Krumer, one of the original investigators in Atlanta, would end up pleading the fifth during a misconduct hearing where he was allegedly said to have provided CS1 or Tammy Cowens with over $200,000 in federal funding, with some of that funding allegedly including extravagant dates and lavish vacations. Now, after that information would come out, CS1 or Tammy Cowens allegedly be deemed as an unreliable informant due to her relationship with the DEA agent, ending any potential third-party cooperation deals that Big Meech was allegedly a part of. It would also be in light of that information where Cuffy's situation will become more complicated. Now, due to statements made by his co-defendant, he would end up pleading guilty in 2019 to various conspiracy and gun charges. He would appeal his guilty plea to the Supreme Court, forcing them to provide an alleged firearm that was supposedly tied to two murders in his case due to the statements by his co-defendant. During the interview referenced earlier on Chop Talk TV, Cuffy would reference the United States versus Anderson case as being similar to his, but when I would speak to him personally, he would reference another case, the United States versus Laura, with some people saying that Big Meech could be released as early as next year, and with Cuffy's case being currently on appeal status. As more information comes out, this situation will definitely get more interesting. But what I definitely need to know is y'all thoughts on this situation. It's very complicated.
So you see, the guy says one thing and then he says the other. You know what I'm saying? First, he said his case is similar to some name, and then when this guy spoke to him, he said his case is similar to another. So this Cuffy, he's not in jail because of he's in jail because his co-defendant snitched. So the whole thing about Meech getting time off and everything like that, she said it herself that she did it out of her own volition. So I don't understand why Meech would get a time cut. Wouldn't get a time cut even if she had an affair, because ultimately, isn't that what he's saying that brought him down in the first place? You know what I'm saying? You get me? Yeah. Legit. Yeah. So that's basically it, man. Y'all gotta really what's going on, you know? So now they're gonna go back and forth. If he's gonna try some other underhanded shit, it ain't gonna stick. You gotta have morals and principles. Oh, that you're the type of dude that don't mess with rats, or you start on certain principles, and you can't befriend them, and then when they turn on you, act like they're disloyal to you. That's crazy, you know. It just shows your stance, the way you look at shit. Because Cuffy was smarter than that. If he was smarter than that, he'd be like, okay, let's see this chick. Let me keep her at a distance. Because women get vulnerable, you know? She's out there doing wild shit. He probably bagged it too. Who knows? Yo, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Sorry,
Widget.
talking. Yep.
Who said you're choking? Nah, I was saying, what you just heard right quick. Did you even hear the part where he said that it was? I mean, let me show you. Let me rewind it because people probably didn't hear it right.
Yeah.
Right. I know, Jose.
Say what?
You see, people are saying they love that show, you know?
And them to provide an alleged firearm that was supposedly tied to two murders in his case due to the statements by his co-defendant. During the interview referenced earlier on Chop Talk TV, Cuffy would reference the United States versus Anderson case as being similar to his. But when I would speak to him personally, he would reference another case, the United States versus Laura, with some people saying that Big Meech could be released as early as next year, and with Cuffy's case being currently on appeal status. As more information comes out, this situation will definitely get more interesting. But what I definitely need to know is y'all thoughts on this situation. It's very complicated as it involves third-party snitching, but I definitely need any of our legal experts with any information on that or anything close to this situation to get in the comment box and help explain it some. It definitely seems like a lot of people have mixed feelings about this situation in particular, with some taking the stance that, nah, Big Meech would never do that, and with others taking it wouldn't be surprising, and more like, damn, not him too stance. But how y'all feel about it after the years of seeing guys like Nicky Barnes and Alpo?
All right, y'all, what's up, man?
Before I play this other guy, what would be the incentive of Big Meech getting him off after doing already like 20 years?
Right.
By that time, it was what, 2019? He did 20 something years, right?
Right.
You do all that time, and then you're like, yo, try to give me some time off when you're. You would have came out like 3-4 years later because of the sentencing reduction laws and everything like that. Like he did. I don't see where third-party cooperation comes in. Let's watch this cat right here real quick.
Who's that?
He gonna break it down from his perspective.
All right, cool.
Sean G here. Welcome to the podcast. So, I don't normally do videos like this, but this video hit so close to home that I had to do it. Big Meech, Cuffy, Tammy Cowens, and FCI Morgantown and my nigga Black. All right, so it looks as though, from what I heard, there's a lot of stuff going on right now on the internet about Big Meech being a rat. And from what I understand, there is something that you can do in the federal system, probably in the state system, which is called third-party cooperation, right? So if your brother or your sister or your mother or your best friend or your father is in prison and you're a free person, you can go to the feds or you can go to the authorities of the state and say, look, I'm willing to give you some information to help get my family member's time cut. Say your family member, your brother, your sister, or whoever I just mentioned is doing 10 years. You go to the feds and say, listen, I got some information for you. It's a sure shot. You can make a big bust, but I want to get my brother's time cut from 10 years to 2. And I want $50,000. And if they're interested, they'll agree to that, provided that the information that you give leads to an arrest. So it looks like this is what Meech did, Big Meech from BMF, Demetrius Flannery. Now, I did 16 months in FCI Morgantown, out in Morgantown, Virginia. My main men, one of my main homeboys, one of my main niggas that I befriended when I was in the joint with him was from East St. Louis, Illinois, which is right next door to St. Louis. I'm not going to give his name, but I called him Black. And when I seen all this come out about 50 Cent posted on Instagram with the big BMF and some Big Meech to his Tammy Cowens, and then I started seeing videos coming, nigga Black, and asked him, I said, yo, Black, do you know Cuffy? My nigga Black tells me, say, yeah, I used to do business with Cuffy. Criminal business, right? Drug business. Because my nigga Black was in on drug conspiracy, 22-year sentence, ended up doing 17 off of that. Think he got a 2-point reduction when Obama and Eric Holder revamped the law, and he ended up going from like 22 years to like 20 or whatever, or 18 or something, and he ended up doing somewhere between 17 and 18 years. Solid, didn't cooperate, none of that. So he said, yeah, man, I know Cuffy very well. And we used to do business together, drug business. So I was like, do you know about this situation? He said, yeah. He said, Cuffy had been getting work from Big Meech. And when I say work, I mean drugs, cocaine from Big Meech. And, you know, they was doing business together. I think this was like the early 2000s. So Big Meech gets knocked off, and goes to prison or whatever. He gets caught up, jammed up. And the way my nigga explained it to me, that while Meech was in prison, he called Cuff on the phone. And by this time, Meech is working with Tammy Cowens, who has agreed to become a DEA informant, Drug Enforcement Agency informant, in order to help Big Meech get his time cut. So Meech calls, Tammy Cowens gets paid $250,000 feds to bring the case. She gives them the case. And they agree. And Big Meech calls Cuffy, who is from St. Louis. Cuffy is from St. Louis. And while Meech is in jail, in prison, he calls Cuffy and says, yo, I got the dope connect for the low price. I got the dope connect. I got the plug. And Cuffy refuses him. Says, nah, I'm straight. Wait a little while. Meech calls him back. Yo, I got the connect, man. Cuffy turns him down. The third time, Cuffy goes for it. Says, all right, I'm with it. So Meech puts Cuffy in touch with, did he put him in touch with Tammy? How did he tell me the story? Did he put him in touch with Tammy? And then Tammy put Cuffy in touch with some DEA agents, some feds posing as big time drug dealers. And they make a big deal, big drug deal. Now, the day the deal is supposed to go down, where the money is supposed to get exchanged and the drug's supposed to get exchanged, something goes wrong and they don't got the drugs and the deal falls apart. But at this point, as you know, with the feds, all they need is verbal conversations and verbal commitments, and you can get indicted on a drug conspiracy without any drugs ever, I think without any drugs ever taking place. But I think Cuffy had a history and was known to be a drug dealer. He might have had a few cases before that. So at that point, all he needs is just say yes or whatever, or discuss price, and that's enough to get you jammed up in a conspiracy. So the drug deal goes bad, and but they got enough to get Cuffy, and Cuffy gets locked up, right? Now, the feds are paying this girl, Tammy Cowens, as the time is going, you know, they're paying her. And on Cuffy's case, there was some murders of witnesses, right? So Cuffy was facing the death penalty because on his case, I guess some witnesses. So comes to light, it gets revealed that this girl, Tammy Cowens, right, was fucking one of the DEA agents posing as a drug dealer, which is negative. There's a conflict of interest, and it corrupts the case, right? Because now the defense attorney could argue, well, you know, the money that Tammy was getting, that the money that the informant was getting, she was splitting it with the 5-0, with the cop. It corrupts the cop. The cop is corrupted. He's compromised. That's the word. So the judge gets wind of this. This all comes out in Cuffy's case, that Tammy is having sexual exploits with this DEA agent posing as a big-time drug dealer, trying to sell drugs to Cuffy in St. Louis. And the case begins to unravel. Because like I say, with her sleeping with the DEA agent, that's a no-go. You could get a case tossed out immediately. So the judge gets wind of this and says, look, I'm about this close from throwing this case out because this is just not good. And instead of Cuffy getting the death penalty, right, for the amount of drugs he had, and like I say, there was some situations where some people were murdered, he didn't get the death penalty, he didn't get life imprisonment, and he agreed to a 27-year sentence, right? At least he got an out date. The DEA agent got fired, and, you know, Big Meech, I guess he got his time cut because from what I understand, with the amount of drugs that Big Meech was charged with, he's supposed to have got a life sentence after 20 years. But he benefited from a third-party cooperation. And if you listen to, I saw on Instagram, Blue Da Vinci, who was a part of BMF, had Cuffy on the phone, and Cuffy explains this whole situation within a 90-minute reel. He explains what I just explained. And the story that I got was from my nigga Black, who I was in prison with at Morgantown. Black was at Morgantown with me.
I thought he was going to add to it. I think he had a little bit more insight, but he was just reiterating what Cuffy was saying. But it was then said that she couldn't have got him time off because she was having an affair with this DEA agent. But wouldn't that, like, I don't know how it would be a conflict of interest. But I guess it wouldn't be, you know, if they have an affair or whatever. Meech never got shaved off of his sentence, so there's holes in that story as well. You know what I'm saying? I think Big Meech is gonna speak when he's done his parole and everything like that, but for now he's just playing the long game. Let's see. I got another video to show y'all real quick. King Earner is speaking about it, and I wanted to see his perspective real quick. You know what I mean? Why not? Fair use, fair use. You know, you got to say fair use nowadays. Where they go? Where they go? Where they go? Well, it ain't there right now. Oh, did I find it? I think I found it, y'all. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Where's that? Where's that? Ain't there? Shit. I ain't found it, y'all. Just seen it. God damn it. That's some shit. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. I ain't crazy. I know I seen this.
Let me get right into that real quick, man. I want to get right into it because I'm all over the place. I can't think. It's like, damn, you know, I've been taking enough CMOS, but it's like, are we really in a position here right now, where the supposed to be elite, top of the goddamn pool, the photo pool? You hear me? Big Meech, is he a real Zad or not? Everybody's going ballistic. They've been hitting my DM. Yo, earner. What's up? What you think about this? 50 Cent just said something, and I said, damn. When 50 usually say something, man, he really stomps all over a Millsat. You hear me? If a Millsat ain't good or however which way he trying to carry it, he gonna carry him. And I gotta keep it a stack. I was on the brother DC Black's Instagram live. I saw a docket sheet, and on that docket sheet it says something about 5K1 down with the departure barriers. That docket sheet ain't gonna lie to you. You see, sometimes people got to go a little further in the docket sheet stuff. I'm gonna keep it all the way a stack. Sometimes when you see things and it's not lit up, whereas though it's blue, like if you're looking online from Pace, the case may be, you got to click it. And if you can't click it, that means the stenographer has to get the actual whatever was being said at that time, whether it's in the courtroom or outside. That's called the minutes. And I can't lie. If it says that, that means he's a real Zat. Now let's take it back some. Let's go all the way back. Tammy isn't supposed to be a friend of anyone after the point Cuffy went to jail. Let's have understanding of that. Once he went to jail, this guy finds out, hey, listen, he has no honor. He's of dishonor. He's a mill. He told at the end of the day, I mean, she told at the end of the day, honorable tag on a good, you know, on a friend of yours. For him to stick around and be okay with that, it tells me he's of no honor. Now, it's another thing, because I haven't seen no real, what I've seen on the brother page, on the live, I can't vouch for that being on paperwork because I didn't see it. I don't know the docket. I don't give a fills up that much to go into the docket. I don't. I really don't. The reason why I don't care that much is because you got to realize I'm burnt out on the whole reels that King Ernest snatched thousands of rats honor. And I don't see the community getting nowhere behind this. But it's a beautiful awareness for people to have understanding. Stay away from this guy. Stay away from that guy. But a lot of individuals, they can't stay away from people because they're in connections with money with them somehow. Or it might be their family members or things of this nature. Me, I don't carry it like that. If it's a real Zat, it's a real Zat. I got no conversation. I got no real Zat. But at the end of the day, what we're learning about what's going on in our community is that a lot of individuals, a lot of people are real Zats. They're hiding who they are. You see, and like that docket sheet won't lie. That docket sheet won't lie. And if it says anywhere on there, 5K1 down with the, that guy is pure dishonorable real Zat. Now, all I need for individuals is a huge favor, because I'm not going to talk about it no more. I really don't give a deal, Zam. It's not helping our youngins. The reason why it's not helping our youngins, us bringing the awareness, because while they're trying them the knowledge, they catch a case. And when they're doing, figuring out how to weigh and tell, where our government can give them a way out, or, you know, have them line something up where as though they're not even mentioning the work. No, at the end of the day, all I have understood is it says it on that document. It's not going to hide. He's a real Zat if it says it there. Now, why did Cuffy wait so long to come out about him being a real Zat is mind-boggling. But more than anything, listen, for him or Rick Ross to be doing an actual show where Gunna's going to be performing, I got to say they both of dishonor for that. It's not about money. It's all about your honor and your principles and your mannerism as a man. And if you're running around here trying to figure out how you can get rats on your dockets, and you know, when I say, because they got me in court, so when I say dockets, when you get real Zat trying to pull up to your events and you don't mind rubbing shoulders with them, I gotta say you have a mental issue, because how can you mix street with that? Some people are gonna say, Erna, how can you mix business with street? I'm gonna say this: if you have any type of morals or respect for yourself, you're gonna figure out how you get around the whole situation without putting you in a bad position. Could be we thought we were gonna have you in line, man, to do on the show, but guess what? You signed this paperwork before you got here. it's a possibility you're not going to be able to be on the show. Thank you. Have a nice day. Sometimes you got to lay the real's ass off like that because they'll sue you. You know, just like the Gilzumps. They'll point out something. Oh, man, that's not my constitutional rights. Oh, you dishonorable prisoner, you folded. So I just wanted to come forth and to speak on it and say, youngins, if Big Meech is a real Zach, what's next? If he's a real Zach, it's telling you that these people don't give a damn. The minute they get caught and they got any type of attachments, anything that's valuable, they're going to tell. So what are you going to do? Continue to try to figure out how you can get money off the streets? That doesn't make an inch of sense to me. That's like going down to the federal building and saying, hey, can I sign up with every agent then? And then tell them I want to work with them in the field somehow? No, you dishonorable Prilzik. They're agents. They're looking for real Zats to fold on solid men. You have to stay out of this nonsense. Bottom line, a lot of people going to say, man, I'm listening to Dame Dash. You know, I'm going to carry it with honor, man. And I'm going to make sure, you know, however I do it, man, I'm going to do an entrepreneur, man. Get you a Jill Zob. Jill Zob may stop you from being around so many entrepreneurs. If you don't know, there's a lot of drug dealers that are entrepreneurs. What you going to do? Go do cut business with a real Zach? Not me. I'm going to figure out how I can get out of that because I don't want to be associated. The same way I don't want to be associated with crime, I don't want to be associated with a real Zach. You see, betrayal puts you in a bad position because you could be one of those individuals that can say, guess what? The streets don't got nothing to do with it, but I'm going to deal with this guy. And this guy's a known betrayer. You bring him in on a business, it could be some type of property situations where they got to do with property or land or any type of corporate business. How can you trust this fills up? How can you trust him to do anything? You can't. All you could do is put yourself in a better position where you figure out how you can make some money where it don't include real Zats. I don't got to deal with a real Zat dealing with the honorable Congress. I don't have to deal with a real Zat. I'm sorry. Look in there. It's not a real Zat in there. I don't have to deal with that. I don't. None of these bags say real Zat. All of these bags say honorable coin. And guess what else they say? They say that at the end of the day, I'm earning something halal and legally, and it can help your health. So at the end of the day, youngers, I'm telling y'all now, go and put yourself in a better position. Also, I want to give an honorable shout out to my honorable sponsor, Burns. A lot of people listen, look at that. Be looking forward to seeing a lot more of that. I want to thank them for reaching out to King Earner, giving me understanding and saying, yo, we don't have no problem with making you a part of the team. And like I told them, I don't have no problem with making them a part of the team. Because at the end of the day, if you hit the burns.com right now, you can get you some honorable bibs, balls, you can get some honorable lay that you'll be like, God, Dilzam. And I'm going to make sure that I get the 5837 Germantown Avenue and allow them to know when I get in the city. Hey, listen here. Make sure your honor Burns. Make sure we have that apparel in here.
To keep I mean, shout out to King Earner because he's making sense though. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get caught up in all that. You know, that's the mind. That's the big what you call it. That's the big conclusion to all this, you know. You don't want to get caught up in a world where somebody could call you a rat, and then they don't have paperwork. Third party cooperation. And then other people could be like, yeah, that's true. But you know in your heart, you're like, okay, that's not true, but this dude is locked up. So he could say whatever he wants. There's no way to get at him and be like, yo, why are you saying that? I'm a part of this chick's ratting. She had an affair with some dude and all that. What the hell does that have to do with me? But it's the saying, as the saying goes, Meech was trying to hook up the whole thing. And they say it backfired because she was banging this dude. She got paid $250,000. Bang the Asian dude and not get Meech released early. That's some trash ass police work, if you ask me. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? She's banging this other dude that's supposed to be an informant. Are you there? Which? Yeah. I fell asleep or something. But yeah, man. Think about it, y'all. Okay, he called the dude. Yo, let's line this up. Third time he called him. Yeah, we'll line it up. Then the deal didn't go through. But they just have the wiretap. But he's not in jail for that. He's in jail for something else. His friend was a rat. It's convoluted, man. It's a lot of missing pieces. To be like, yo, Big Meech is a rat straight off the bat like that. I don't think that's fair to say it like that.
Straight off the rip.
And if y'all think that was fair, yeah. Because there's no way the police is going to give up $250,000 and you don't even do and the deal don't go through. And when the deal don't go through, you get indicted later on with something totally different. But it's still a third party cooperation because this other dude got caught up and saying, yo, this guy put me up. When Meech was locked up the whole time. Now, when Meech was locked up, when there were wiretap or something like that, hearing Meech say something or trying to set something up, I think they would. So, all that rat and shit got a bit thrown out the window. People don't understand that. I don't know how plain and simple to explain it. But Everybody can believe what they want to believe. Still, that's the way the world works, you know. Everybody can believe what they want to believe. But it is about to get ugly in these streets. The MEECH is out right now. You actually played Ja Rule's old song. We're gonna play it back. We're gonna play it back. So if it really about loyalty, I think it would have been like, no, we're gonna cut that Tommy Cole's bitch out. It's just gonna be me and you. MEECH. She's a rat. She should connect you to this whole rat shit. What? Go like that. So, hey, we'll figure it out one day. It's boy Matt Mizzle. You know my slogan: keep it real in the field. Yeah, how they feel. Good man. Oh, catch me out back here tomorrow. Same Mac time, same Mac channel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You dig? We out here. Peace.